I was recently asked what prompted us to write and publish a book about integrated tactical planning. Well, the prompt was that after an exhaustive search of the literature, I found virtually nothing has been published about managing the tactical execution of the monthly integrated business planning process plans. There's a wealth of information about other business planning processes such as key metrics and continuous improvement approaches, but zero in this area. It is almost impossible to get the attention of the senior managers out of the short term and focused on the long term where they should be playing most of the time if the weekly integrated tactical planning process is either absent or weak, and nothing has exposed companies' lack of this process more starkly than the ongoing COVID landscape. We've been asked a number of times about what the challenges are a good integrated tactical planning process will help companies with. The biggest challenge that a robust integrated tactical planning process addresses in organisations is to have the right people making the right decisions at the right time. And also knowing what the trigger points are for escalating should those decisions be outside people's designated authority. Ultimately, this results in the senior team trusting that plans are on track unless they hear otherwise. We had one CEO asking for daily sales and market share reports from his senior team to stay close to the ground. But if the plans signed off in the monthly integrated business planning process were being effectively managed every week by the integrated tactical planning process, then there's no need for the senior team to waste their time at that level of detail. The other challenges physical goods companies tend to be constantly trying to manage are ensuring great customers' delivery performance, right-sizing inventory, and at the same time minimising stock write-offs. The often unrecognised benefit of integrated tactical planning is that it is a BAU process designed to manage those problem areas versus the often seen project-based approach that throws people and urgency at the problem in isolation, which often results in some wins in the short term, but those hard-fought gains are usually dissipated after the project's closed off. Integrated tactical planning takes an integrated cross-functional lens to those perennial problems, which means sustained results and benefits. The other value of the integrated tactical planning process is that it's relatively quick to set up, and then the weekly cadence drives improvements in fundamental metrics such as customer service, inventory turns, and demand plan performance in weeks rather than months. The caveat is, though, the business will still need a higher level management framework to set direction and adapt to strategy in our ever-changing environment. But suffice to say, in the short term, the results can be stunning.
So what's in ITP for product? Well, it's all about managing the introduction of new products into the portfolio and keeping an eye on them through those first, often few difficult months of introduction, as well as managing the products that you're exiting from your portfolio and making sure you do so without compromising and disappointing your customers or leaving yourselves with a huge amount of inventory that you then need to get rid of at cost. None of these things happen by chance. It's a case of having to have all of the functions, not just engineering, lined up to make sure that you're following through on all aspects of project execution. So we need supply chain, we need procurement, we need commercial, with each person having their tasks and reporting and then identifying if anything deviates from their plan, so that we can take action collectively to make sure that we mitigate the risks to the plan and that we actually deliver on the commitments we've made without jeopardizing everything else that we're working on. The structure of ITP does this by giving cross-functional thinking and challenge to the decisions that we make, as well as a regular cadence for the reporting of progress against our plans, and responding then to the analysis and understanding, including financial, of the impact on the whole business.
We often get questions about the role of sales and marketing in the near-term execution process. And with integrated tactical planning, I really believe there's an opportunity for improved sales engagement, improved role clarity. One of our clients uses the integrated tactical planning process to understand, to gauge, to assess opportunistic demand that's materialized in the near term. And in the past in that organization, the supply chain organization says no because it's within a certain time frame. And as a result of integrated tactical planning through improved role clarity, through improved communication, understanding data-driven decisions, they're able to assess each opportunity and as a team assume positive intent, together working towards a final outcome for our customer in this regard. And so no doesn't mean no all the time. It may mean no based upon certain price parameters, certain margin expectations, but there's a forum for active discussion. And I also share that there's another benefit for the sales and marketing organization. That is not to pull the executives of the commercial team, the VPs of sales and marketing, into the daily firefighting or weekly execution type of activities. We develop escalation criteria. This could be through emails, this could be through formal documented one-pagers, but regardless, not everybody has to be in the firefight, in the execution detail every single day, every single week. And so those parameters are important as a natural outcome of the process. And I would just lastly say that improved communication, we mentioned it before, not just in decisions being made on a tactical level, but also flowing out on a week-to-week basis that could help inform the integrated business planning process, and also those people in the sales and marketing organization that are not part of the weekly review. So there are some benefits just to share with you, some real tangible outcomes as it relates to integrated tactical planning, and you'll find many of these examples in the newly released book.
So what does supply bring to the party for ITP? Well, every good supply chain person would say it's all about giving the customer what they want and when they want it. But there's more than that. They've also got to do it in the most cost-effective manner, otherwise they won't stay in business very long. So whether or not you're making, buying or distributing product, it's all about making sure that you do so at the optimum cost and understanding and then responding to change without driving more cost into the business. The better a business understands its supply model, its capability to change, and its response and levers that it has to make those changes, then the more agile it can be, and the more it will be truly valued by your customers, as well as by its own organisation. Key to this is understanding the cumulative lead time, the end-to-end lead time of the whole supply chain, including that of your external suppliers. Armed with this, you can then plan at the right level of detail over the right time horizon, and you then use the daily and weekly processes of ITP to manage and respond to any change that can and will happen.
My experience is that finance plays a critical role, not just as a partner, as a person that can help appraise and understand trade-offs and costs as they relate to product and demand and supply execution type of activities, but also can help drive efficiencies. Many organizations have a near-term financial estimate process. It could be a monthly update. And in the absence of a good integrated tactical planning process and a role for finance to be visible, even to be informed as changes occur, the integrated business planning process often gets dragged in there to fill that void. And so what we want to try to do is make sure, again, that the information, those who are closest to it from a product perspective, from demand planners and managers, master schedulers, others who have that information, customer service, are working those issues, but that finance is involved and also can bring a roughly right mentality that says on a monthly basis, what are significant changes in cost drivers, revenue margin, and then also on the other side, what can be fed into the integrated business planning process. But this weekly tactical planning process, rolled up monthly, can help inform executives. It can also help inform the longer-term integrated business planning process. So just a couple of thoughts there and insights as to it relates to the role of finance and how the integrated tactical planning process can help manage the near-term execution window.
So we've included a chapter in the book on driving performance improvement because in every company we've worked with on improving their tactical planning and execution processes, when we've gone in, that business has seen firefighting as the way of working. So by this we mean that the individuals and teams in the organisation who are tasked with executing the company's sales, supply and product introduction plans, they just seem to be rushing from fire to fire, dealing with change, and it's very difficult for them to take the time or devote the time to understanding the causes of non-performance and then addressing those. So we believe it's really important to be deliberate about this, to plan this in as part of the process. So using performance measures to understand the level of non-performance, to understand the root causes driving that non-performance, and then to come up with some corrective actions that mean you'll improve. Unless you're definite and intentional about it, our experience is this won't just happen on its own. So a lot of the tools and techniques have been around for 30 plus years, but a lot of businesses seem to have forgotten them, or they're not being used. So that's why we've included the chapter. Measures are a big part of it. If you want to get better, our message is you've really got to be deliberate about this.
The real target, however, are those people who are at the forefront of executing the company's latest business plans. The 4 core roles represent the product plan, the demand plan, the supply plan, and our customer plans. These roles have a wealth of knowledge and capability about executing plans, and through the integrated tactical planning process can be liberated to get on and do their job to their fullest extent. Others that would also benefit are finance, who are often chasing numbers for the latest estimate on where the month or quarter is going to land. Those numbers should come straight out of the integrated tactical planning rolling 13-month horizon. Similarly, operations and logistics managers trying to get a view of the volume coming through for the next 2 or 3 months. Integrated tactical planning plans will guide them. Sales managers, unsure of how they can capitalise on opportunities, should go through the integrated tactical planning process to ensure that the doability of that opportunity and ensuring any knock-on effects are understood and proactively managed.